Greetings everyone and welcome to a brand new tutorial on Sonic Continuum. We're specifically going to talk about how you can load your own characters and mod them inside the game. For those who are not aware, Sonic Continuum is a Sonic the Hedgehog fan game that's being delivered by my team currently. And one of the features in that game is that you'll be able to load your own character. This tutorial will be divided into two parts. The first part is how you load the character once it's finished. And the second part is how do you actually make that character. If you're only interested in loading other people's characters and you're not interested in designing your own character, you can just simply watch the first part. If you're interested in actually making the character, then you can watch the whole video. So I have a build right here, so that's what the build is going to look like when you get this on October 4th, which is this Saturday. And I have a folder right here where I save some of the characters I've worked on. And I recommend you that you have a folder like that as well, where you put all the characters in one place and then you can just, load them whenever you need them. So right now, the tool only allows you to load one character at a time, but there are plans to expand that in the future. So when you get the game, you're going to see a build right here, or .exe, and you're going to see, data. Just go in here. Go inside streaming assets, go inside characters, Sonic, animations. Now you should see this part here empty. And then here's where you load your characters. And so when you download the characters from, let's say, our website, which is launching on November 2nd, which is actually today, but I don't know when you're going to be seeing this video. Anyways, so Super Mario World, and I have Victor the Croc. So these are the characters. All you need to do to load the characters is get these two files right here, moves and moves.manifest, and copy them and paste them here. And that's it. The characters are all loaded right now. And if we go to the game right here, so I have an Eggman symbol right here, but it should be some other symbol like question mark in the final version. But anyway, if you go there, you'll see your character loaded. Here we go. So here's Mario, and here you go. Now the next part is I'm going to teach you how do you make these two files right here, which are the files that you load in here. And for that, you're going to need an empty Unity project, which I have ready in the background. Unity is a video game engine that you can get for free, and everything you're going to be using here will not require code and will be absolutely free. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the asset store, which is this tab right here. And if you're wondering why do you need an empty Unity project, well, Unity uses its own file type for the animations. And as far as I'm aware, only Unity knows how to build that file. So that's why you need the empty Unity project. And if you type in asset bundle right here, you're gonna find one of the plugins made by Unity themselves. It's called Asset Bundle Manager. What you're gonna do is you're gonna download this. And don't worry, like once you download it once, you don't have to download it again as long as you're using the same project. So I'm gonna import it right here. If it takes long, I'm just gonna skip to the part of the video, but it seems to be going fast enough, so that's good. And if you're wondering what is Asset Bundle is currently the technique we're using to load the characters from your own local drive, from your own files. And that's how we load characters inside the game. So the way this will work is you're gonna import the sprite sheet inside of Unity, and then you're gonna make animations from that sprite sheet, and you're just gonna export them, and that's it. That's how you make the characters. And so let's actually just right click and create a folder right here for, I don't know, let's learn how to load Super Mario inside the game. So we're gonna call it Super Mario. Go inside here, and you go to right click and say import new assets, and that's how we're gonna import the sprite sheet. Alright, so when we imported the file, I got this menu right here. So if this menu looks scary, don't worry. All you need to do is for default select sprite right here, and for sprite mode choose multiple. This just means like how many sprites, and so because this is a sprite sheet, this has multiple in it, so we're gonna choose multiple. Filter mode, I typically like point for pixelated characters, but there might be cases where you find bilinear looking better, so you can experiment with that. But for now, I'm gonna make it point, and then select high quality and then apply. Alright, so I'm gonna click on sprite editor, and you'll see all the characters in here. Now, if these characters are, if the background is removed like this, all you need to do to get the characters is just go to slice. You have automatic here. Click on slice right here, and then click on apply. Once you do that, oh, I need to charge 1 sec. All right, so we're back. If you click on this arrow right here, you'll see that the characters are separated and ready for us to use. Alright, so this is probably the hardest step of making a character, which is not hard, it's just that it's gonna be the trickiest to understand. And once you get it, that's it. You know, you can make your own characters easily. So what we're gonna do is, we're going to create each animation for the character in order to load it. So currently for Sonic Continuum, we currently have 14 animations that are gonna be happening. We have idle animation, we have standing animation, we have walking animation, running animation, and so on. If you go in the description right now, you're gonna see a list of all the animations that you need to create, and next to them you're gonna see something called the loop value. The loop value is basically whether or not you want that animation to loop, and I'm gonna explain more about that, but for now let's start creating. So what we're gonna do is, let's select our standing animations, okay, let's make it this one. So what you're gonna do is just right click, go to create, and then go to animation, and this is gonna call you to name the animation. So the way you're gonna need to spell each animation the way it's written in the document, which is the one that you find in the description. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So you need to spell it exactly, including case sensitive. But the way the convention will be for naming this is just the first letter will be capitalized and everything else will be small. So right stand, is the first letter capital and everything else is not. And alright, so let's work on the idle animation. And okay, let's make the idle animation be the one where he's doing this peace sign right here. So right click, create animation, and then we're gonna say idle. Once again, the first letter is capital and the rest is small. I can't stress that enough. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to create the animations for each one in the document, and make sure they're spelled exactly the same. And I believe there should be like 14 of them or something along that line. And so I'm gonna do that right now, and once I'm done, I'm gonna skip to the rest of the video to show you what to do for the next step. Alright, I'm back. So now we have the animations that we need right here. As you can see, every single animation starts with a capital letter and everything else is small. I'm sorry for saying that a lot, but I can't stress that enough. It's not gonna work otherwise. Alright, so a couple of things I wanted to point out. First of all, I wanted to mention quickly what each animation does. So this is the animation that plays when Sonic dies. Drown is the animation, it's pretty straightforward. Duck is, when Sonic is ducking. Hurt is when Sonic just gets hit, when he loses its ring. Idle is the animation that plays when you don't touch the controller for a while. Ledge 1 and Ledge 2 are two different animations that play when Sonic is close to a ledge, Look up is Sonic looking up. Push is straightforward. Roll is straightforward. Rotate X Run is the name of the animation that plays when Sonic hits a bounce pad, or when Sonic bounces on a spring. When it's doing like that little twirl while it's flying. That's the name of this animation. Skidding is when Sonic, stops suddenly while it's running. He does that quick animation. Spin dash is straightforward. So okay, so these are the animations you need. Right now, what you need to do is set the loop values based on the document. So mainly idle will be looping, ledge will be looping, And just you do that obviously by just clicking on the animation. Push will be looping, and the reason why you do this loop is because Unity has two definitions of animations. It can either make the animation loop multiple times, you know, so when you're running, you know, the animation will keep playing, or it can just do what the other thing that it does is that sometimes it will just play an animation once. So that's why we pick whether an animation loops or not. Okay, so we're almost done. The one last thing I wanted to point out, because I kind of forgot to talk about it, is in the sprite editor, when you're extracting the sprites, you will see these circles if you touch every single sprite after they're sliced. And so this circle is important because this circle represents the center of the mass. Now what that means is that for sprites that are smaller than the average sprite, you know, sprites like the Mario ducking right here, which is very small, you're gonna need to raise the ring a little bit upwards in order to make sure that the center of the sprite in here is about the same as the center of sprite here. Otherwise, you'll see your character, you know, floating when you're ducking or something, you know. So that's how you know. So, you know, if your character sometimes floats in the air, it's probably because you need to move the circle a little bit upwards in the animation for in each sprite for the animation. So that being said, I think we're good to go. Yeah, I believe so. All right, let's say apply. Alright, so all you need to do at this point is just extract these animations in order to be able to export them to the other game, you know, in the Sonic Continuum game. So once you make sure that they're 16, and once you make sure that the first letter is always capital but everything else is not, what you will do is you're gonna go to here where it says asset bundle and none. You're gonna click on here, and then you're gonna type in new. For new, you're gonna type moves with everything being small. Alright, so what basically this means is that this is the name of the asset bundle once we export it. Oh well, actually, this guy shouldn't be part of moves, but anyway, I don't think it's gonna do much. Alright, so what you're gonna need to do now is go to assets, go to asset bundles, go to build asset bundles. It shouldn't take long. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to where this project is saved. What I like to do is just right click one of the files and click on show in Explorer. What this will do is this will show you where the project is saved. Now what you need to do here is you go to the where you saved the project. You're gonna see a folder next to on top of assets that is called asset bundles. Go in here and then go on Windows, and then you will see these two files right here. These are the two files that I showed you before that you need to load the character, and that's it. You know, we're done. We just created a character right here. I hope you found this tutorial useful. I apologize if I'm not the best presenter or speaker. That being said, if someone knows how to, you know, learns how to use this tools well and wants to make their own tutorial, you know, I'm all for this. So feel free to explain anything I didn't explain well. Feel free to ask me questions on gbatemp, and I hope you have a good time until we see you in our next video.